Millions of young people across the globe preparing to take action and make sure adults are listening to their call to save the planet and combat climate change. More than 800 events planned just in the U.S., including right here in the Valley. And it all started by the rally cry from this 16-year-old Swedish climate activist, Greta Thunberg. Today, she stood in front of Congress telling lawmakers it's time to look at the facts.
I am submitting this report as my testimony because I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists. And I want you to unite behind the science. And then I want you to take real action.
That report saying the global temperature has increased nearly 2 degrees since the Industrial Revolution. She will also speak at the UN's Emergency Summit on Climate Change on Monday. Now, this is a huge topic, so we are going to focus on this here, too. We're asking questions and getting answers on how climate change is impacting Arizona and how we can all help fix this. Tonight, we begin our Climate in Crisis series with the state's leading climatologist and where she thinks we're headed.
Thousands of people right now are without power.
0.27 inches of rain. It is dangerously high temperatures.
Extreme hurricanes, drought, excessive heat. It's all around us, and we're watching each year get worse and worse around the world. Internationally recognized scientists saying we have less than 10 years to get it right before we hit the point of no return. And here in Arizona, we're seeing changes rapidly.
Here we are, we did this. There's pretty much no doubt that we have had that impact.
State climatologist Nancy Selover has been tracking these changes her entire career.
This is the urban heat island. So this rides on top of that.
The temperature changes don't look like much on paper, but they are staggering when you look at what they've done to the state.
Because we're getting so much heat, we're getting a lot more evaporation, and then it leads to more danger of fire.
Arizona residents also a big part of the cycle as we constantly try to cool down.
The heat is creating more demand for electricity, so we're using more water to generate electricity and carbon and all the rest of the stuff that creates electricity.
And as the valley expands with more developments and more buildings, it means more extreme temperatures.
We're converting natural desert, and now we're converting the last remaining irrigated agriculture and turn it into pavements. And that irrigated agriculture was a huge, huge benefit in terms of temperature.
Do you think we're past the point of no return for our lifetime?
Oh, I would definitely say we are for sure because of the residence time of CO2 in the atmosphere is well over 100 years. So when you just say, well, stop burning fossil fuels tomorrow and, you know, the seas will go down and the temperature will drop, that's hogwash. It won't. You need to be grabbing it out of the atmosphere, too. You can't just say, well, let's just stop adding to it. We also need to start removing it.
That's why it's so important to look at the decades and centuries ahead, because carbon dioxide stays in our atmosphere for such a long time. Even if we get our act together within the next 10 years, that's going to be circulating up there through our children's lifetime, our grandchildren's lifetime. So a very important topic. We're going to have more stories coming up this week on how you can combat climate change at home by watching what you buy, how you cook, what's in your home. Plus, we're following the Phoenix climate strike that's going to be happening on Friday, and that's going to be held at the state capitol.
Yeah, a lot of our teenagers are really concerned about this too. It's like one of the #1 issues for kids as well, and if they're worried, we've got to step it up.
It's going to be their world.
Yeah, my gosh. All right, coming up, a community